Hello everyone, Nick here with the Tipsy Tarot, and today we are going to be looking at a tarot deck and an oracle deck that honestly I have had for quite a while, and I honestly was like, oh my gosh, like I don't think I've ever read with these decks. I got them, I went through them, and they didn't really resonate with me, so I decided to just put them in a shelf and maybe for later use. And it's wild to say that I was cleaning out some of my decks, putting some away that I am not using at this moment, and I fell in love with it. So we're going to go with the tarot deck first, and this is called the Wayhome Tarot. So this is made by Bakara, Wintner, and Autumn Whitehurst. And this is a very intuitive deck. It's still in order because I haven't even shuffled it yet. I decided that I wanted to share this with you before I shuffle it. But it is in a completely different universe. The way that the artwork is, the way that the colors are portrayed, what is in each picture, and it is all over the place. It's in black and white, it's in color, it's in both. And it is very intuitive. This reminds me a lot of like the alchemy tarot, just how it is by far more intuitive than anything. I will say that there is no guidebook that comes with this deck, but I know that there is a guidebook that you can get with this deck. So like, look at the Three of Wands. Like, you can kind of see, you know, there's a vision through the pathway through. It is absolutely stunning. The cardstock itself is very similar to like a US Games, how it's like, has that semi-gloss finish to it. The bounce back is completely there. It's very slippery. You can spread this on a table and have people pick, no problem, if that's something you want to do. You can bridge shuffle this, you can riffle shuffle, and it's going to shuffle like butter. But going with this deck, I mean, it is definitely one of a kind. I'm surprised that I never really wanted to read with this. It didn't really resonate with me at all. And probably because I started reading with other different tarot decks besides, you know, the classic Rider-Waite-Smith, it's kind of expanded my intuition into wanting to read different styles. Like, look at that Seven of Pentacles. The artwork is just fantastic. So absolutely love this. Highly recommend getting this, especially if you're like a new tarot reader. You know, this is something that will take you a little bit to get used to, but in the long run, it is, I mean, if you stick with tarot, you're going to totally be able to read this with ease. And you can see, like, you can fan it, no problem. But it is a slippery of a deck. So I do want to let you know that if you are someone that, you know, gets a little irked by, it not staying in one place, this is definitely a deck that's going to do that. It's just going to fall all over the place. But, I mean, when I say the shuffling is going to be like butter, I mean, it just shuffles like butter. So that is the Wayhome Tarot. And I'll just put it back in its box. I wish it came with a guidebook just so I can understand the whole meanings towards it. But again, I heard that there is a guidebook that you can purchase with this. So this is the tarot. And then I also have the oracle deck, which I also was not resonating with. So I put this one, away in the shelf and storage until I started cleaning out, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Both the boxes, by the way, like this one has like this semi-rose petal finish, and then this one really has a rose petal finish. Excuse my dog, by the way. He's like totally plain, and he's like a pup. He's like an old man puppy. It's wild. He's 10 years old and he acts like a puppy. So this one does come with a little bit of a guidebook. It is tiny, but it doesn't really give you a full meaning. What it does is it kind of makes you think outside of the box of what the meaning of these cards are. And then going with the cards, they are all in black and white. And it still has that that feel, that semi-gloss, buttery finish to it, that US Games style. But these are super cool artwork. I love black and white. I absolutely think that it is purely beautiful and amazing. And it also kind of gives you the gist of focusing on the artwork and not any of the colors, or thinking that the colors mean something as well, which, I mean, would give you a little bit more of an intuition. But for instance, like this deck is just, it's all over the place. It is random. It could be a hint disturbing, but there's a lot of information in that guidebook, shockingly enough, that really gives you insight on what that card is. So like we'll do, you know, a specific card, for instance. Let's do like this one, okay? Life is beautiful, life is meaningful. So then I'll go into the guidebook, and then which is in alphabetical order, by the way. And I will find the card. Where the heck is it? Okay, and it says, until whatever great beyond comes to claim us, we are here in a life abundant with beauty and meaning for those who dare to see and make it. Have you ever noticed that it's precisely when hearts are most desperate that these tiny offerings are slipped under the door? And that's all you're left with. So it gives you your complete intuition to figure out what exactly that card means in this Oracle deck. But overall, very beautiful, very interesting. I would totally pair this deck with the odd deck that I have. It's also in black and white, and I think this would be a perfect companion with this Oracle deck, is the oddity deck. So that is, and also, you know, it's very slippery. So I do want to show you one last thing, which I decided to start rereading just because I really like the style of this book. And it's called What the Fuck is Tarot and How to Do It. And this is created by Bakara Wintner, which is the creator of both of these decks. What's really awesome about this book is the fact of, we are, you know, she's going through and she's talking about, you know, what the fuck is magic, and what the fuck, how the fuck do I choose a deck? And, you know, there's a lot of cuss words in here. So this is a NFS. But what's really cool is that she's giving you the meaning of the card. There is a like a quote or a poem of that card. There is some keywords down below. Then you have the key meaning, and then which is completely long. And you have the anecdote, and then you have inner reading. So what's wild is that she kind of uses her personal life in this book, and she gives you an example of how her life at that time or during a certain time portrayed that card. And that is how she kind of thought of things with, you know, this book, is using her personal issues, personal struggles, personal life, and all of this. And then you also get into tarot spreads. So gives you different kind of spreads that you can work on, which I think is absolutely cool. How the fuck do I give a reading? you know, this is something for new beginners as well. But what's really awesome about this book is that it's not just giving you the meanings, it's honestly giving you an idea of how a card has once portrayed in your life. And it also brings that card and that meaning and everything about it and brings it far beyond any kind of guidebook that I have seen. So I highly recommend getting this book for beginners, for intermediate, for experts, just because this is a fantastic read. She also owns a company called Everyday Magic. I'm sure that you have seen it before. It's all over the internet. Whenever you type in a tarot like deck or book, she comes up because I feel like that she sells a lot of crystals as well, and she does a lot of crystal live selling like shows and stuff. So just because I follow her on social media, I kind of know that. But going with the book, I highly recommend it. And with these tarot, the tarot and with the Oracle deck, I also highly recommend, even though it is going to be a lot different than your normal wider weight Smith. But it's definitely an awesome two decks to try to expand your horizon and expanding your intuition. And if you are given, you know, special gifts like I am, you know, being a medium and talking to people who have passed, I really think that these decks will expand that knowledge and expand that connection as well. So this is all that I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed my video. Definitely let me know what you think. And please make sure to follow, like, and subscribe to my channel so you can stay updated on later videos and seeing all kinds of different tarot decks and oracle decks that I am still getting in, and some oracle and tarot decks that I have never shown before that I've had for a long time and want to show you all. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye, everyone.